My man.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's live SEO Q&A with Mr. Chris Palmer, SEO, and my good self, sponsored by 38 Digital Market. The link is below. Mr. Randy Roday's 38 Digital Market. But we are here to answer your questions for the next hour. So if you're just joining us, let us know where you're from, what questions you've got, what rants you want to get off your chest, whatever. But Fred, it is good to see you back again, and also getting in there first. Yeah, that was always Fred's position. He was always in there like minutes before the webinar started. If you want to call it a webinar, do we call this a webinar?
I mean, I guess we could, but more of a stream.
Yeah.
It's just a stream, a weekly stream.
Yeah. I remember I used to always call it a show to people. I'm like, I'm going on the Chris show. And I'm like, show? What the fuck's a show? And I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, a little stream. It's not a show. You know, it's not a broadcast.
But Fred, where were you? Where the hell were you? You were gone for months and months and months.
Yeah, where were you, Fred? We want answers. What were you doing?
Anything that we're missing out on, Fred. He's going to come back in jail. Oh, Fred.
I don't know if that's funny. We think you're joking.
Yeah, that's the thing in this industry. You talk to guys and you laugh at something as if it's a joke, then you're like, that potentially could be fucking real.
True.
I've met some crazy SEO people in my time. So, yeah, I don't know whether to laugh or cry, Fred.
Okay.
But as long as you're well, then that is the main thing. But if you're just joining us, guys, question time all day. Well, not all day, all hour. So batter us with any questions, problems, whatever they may be. We'll do our best. Yeah. But before we do, I'm just going to hit Chris's brain. We might as well do something. But yeah, what is new, Chris? What are you up to?
What am I up to? Trying to get, well, like we were talking about before, trying to make it more seamless for the end user for service and done for you services. Working on mini trainings, so very small, short bursted trainings. Learning ads the hard way, losing money. But I have been learning like YouTube ads, organic ads. I'm trying to learn it in and out so I can then show business owners how to do it. Yeah, I mean, learning ads for myself, doing the trainings, mini trainings, working on some tests, running services. I have technical issues with the proxies here and there.
Fuck.
That's it, man. I mean,
that's a hell of a lot. That is a fucking hell of a lot.
Working, yeah. Mm-hmm. And little Chris is about to have off for a couple days. We went
Easter thing.
What's that?
Is that because of Easter?
Yep. Yeah. They get like a week off. And plus he's in Catholic school too, so he gets some bonus time. Like they give him like a little bit more extra because it's a Catholic school.
We've got Easter holidays coming up this week as well. Actually my wife and kids are going to Blackpool. I'm not going. They're going away to do all the stuff that you do down there, all the crazy rides and shit.
What's up, Blackpool?
Blackpool, yeah. It's a place down in England. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well-known area, but it's like it's a big theme park. And they've got roller coasters and all the fucking shit of the day, but I hate that stuff. So
really? You're not a roller coaster guy?
No.
I see. I would have thought you would have been dude, on the front of the roller coaster, because I love that. Those ones where your feet dangle right on the front. I'll wait extra time to get in the front. You don't like that?
No.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely
Fair enough.
I used to when I was younger, but nah, I'm a bit of a pussy now. So
You're not a fan of rolling the dice on something won't happen? Okay, no, that's fair. Yeah, I try
no.
not to think about that stuff, especially right before you're about to go. You're like, oh man, I wish I didn't do this. It
Nah.
feels so good though. You know?
But Fred Hunter, good morning and evening,
Hey,
wherever
Fred.
you are. Matt Cuddyford, hopefully that's the right way I've said it. Do you have any tips for me to help promoting my local plumbing business? Anything you have would be really appreciated. So, Chris, some local tips for a local plumbing business.
Man, I just went through this with a plumber. You know, plumbers do a lot of different services. So you'll oftentimes get caught up building out pages and silos based on those secondary services, when really the investment in time and effort and budget should have been for plumber plus location. You know, there might be secondary services that are highly profitable, but I would double check and make sure that there's actually people looking for those individual things in the areas that you want to service, like drain cleaning. Is drain cleaning, you know, the guys that are ranking for drain cleaning in that city that you want to go to, the people that are winning there, are they actually getting traffic? You know, that was a big thing I was just going through with a client. Again, it's like the things that we look at every day and we're like, hey, did you already check this? He's like, nah. I'm like, okay. Like the people that are in your spot, what are they getting? Because that's what you're hopefully going to receive. And then when you go to their site and they're getting 4 visitors a month, it's like, is that what we want? So I'd be very, very selective on the keywords or the services that you're going to go after and build the site around that. Also, too, as I think we've covered this, you know, since the dawn of time, how many different business locations can you actually list? Do you have the ability to get more than one Google business profile listing on maps? If you can, that's going to open up your opportunity. Be very selective with the information that you're creating. Make sure that the information shouldn't be 10 tips on how to keep your drain pipes clean, but we want to make sure, like, how much does a plumber in Austin, Texas cost? You know, be very selective on the information that you're creating. You're not a blog. You're not creating informational content. We're creating information assisted selling. The info is there only to support the sale. I'd be selective. I mean, there's lots. I could give you more if you want. I can go on for days.
Yeah. Nah, there's a lot of things you could do, but I think the key part of all of that would be, you know, going after the right choice and keywords and not focusing on some bullshit service that's secondary. So yeah, hopefully that answers some. But Matt, if you do want a bunch of tips on anything, Chris has got tons of videos on a lot of the local stuff over in his YouTube. Probably more than anyone I know for all of that stuff. So probably wise to have a wee couple of days off over Easter and dig deep into them. A lot of good.
I'm about to prune a bunch though. About to clean up some of it.
I was looking at my stuff yesterday, and there's just things that that no longer I wouldn't say anymore. You know, there's just certain things, certain tools, just certain strategies and stuff. So
exactly
that yeah. So would you just delete the video completely, or just take it off the playlists and harder to find? What do you do?
Well, I mean, me personally, I've been just taking the old stuff and moving it to members. But I think just removing it, like, why house it? Because I notice, you know, the views that you get on really old stuff isn't that people are finding it in search results. It's the people that find your new stuff, really enjoy it, and are looking to dive deeper in a topic. And then they're finding old stuff, and it's contradicting some of the new stuff that you're doing. You know?
That's the
I would
problem.
just feel it.
Yeah.
But I like it for a timeline for myself. Like, look at, there's 6 years of effort.
Yeah.
Good luck.
It's good. It's good to look back on. Paul Lovell is here. as is Mr. Garrett Acott. Good to see you, Garrett. You guys will be meeting up at spring training, I guess.
Yep.
Sharing a fucking beer at my expense.
Maybe.
Yeah, why not? Fred Hunter has a question. Frequency of blog posts on a new website, daily, weekly, bi-weekly. Now, I know the answer, Chris, is going to be whatever you fucking want, whatever time allows, but I see a lot of people saying that they do 100 blog posts a day. Now, they're obviously using AI, some form of tool usage, blah, 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 blah. That's 700 a week. That's thousands a month. Is that realistic? What's the genuine non-AI, non-spammy way? How much
So I can really speak for local the most because that's what I primarily focus on is local business owners. So really at the end of the day, we're looking to create 7 for each primary service, right? So if you have a primary service, we're looking to answer those 7 questions that often come up: who, what, when, why, where, how, and then we'll create a best of list based on that service. Now, here's the problem. You can create all that content, right? But 99% of the time, not every single article is going to take off. So what we'll find ourselves doing, unless the client won't let us, is pruning the stuff that doesn't take and then doing gap analysis on the informational, the blog content, which you're asking about, in order to add more keywords and get more traction on the articles that do take off.
Yeah.
I hope that makes sense to you. So the velocity of blog posts, as much as we can, as fast as we can within reason, to answer only the questions about the services that we provide, getting everything up, see what Google takes, and then we're looking to enhance the articles that actually are getting some steam. You know, that's what we like. Because man, you'll do all this work, but Google only takes so much, it feels like. So we don't go against the grain. We'll just start adding more keywords to that specific page. You know, that's what we like.
Yeah.
I hope that helps you out.
Hopefully that helps you, Fred. But guys, keep the questions coming. We want them to come thick and fast. Also, do leave us a like and subscribe on the video if you do like it.
Yeah, I just had a guy. He does patio shades, power shades,
Mhm.
motorized power shades. He created like 50 pieces, but you know, like how much do power shades cost? Was the one that took. And now it's ranking for like 217 keywords, and we're just like in there. It went from 1,800 words to 2,300 words. It's like,
That's a good one.
geez, all the other articles were a flop. Almost all of them. Some of them got a trickle.
But
But have you noticed that too on
yeah,
local sites?
on that, would you take the articles that didn't perform that well and maybe add snippets of it to that main article that was popping?
If they're wildly related, you know, then yes. But usually it's much better just to add or create a new piece, usually.
But
sometimes we'll reuse if we're being lazy.
That's, you don't want to just toss it in the bin if you can use it somewhere else in some other way. That's the way I always look at it. I'm just like, is there something, even, you know, using that content for a guest post somewhere, whatever, what the fuck can I do with it? But yeah, it's horrible throwing stuff in the bin, but sometimes it is much needed. But whilst we're waiting for people to ask questions, Chris, we are 3 weeks or so after the big Google update, or into the big Google update that came out. Websites were hit. Everyone's crying online. Have you got any more of an opinion on how to get out of that for people that have been slapped, or are you still none the wiser at this stage?
Well, on the sites that we had trouble with, more I should say the pages that we had trouble with, I mean, we rewrote the content and we purged out all the old stuff. It was like almost starting fresh on the stuff that wasn't performing very well, or we got hurt. Like we didn't get any manual actions or anything like that. So, but like, there was a noticeable effect on some pages though, and on some sites.
Mhm.
So we just went back in and redid those pieces of content, blocked out the old pieces, built new links, upgraded our internal linking because this was stuff that was early on that we had.
Yeah.
That was, I mean, just doing better, cleaner SEO, really erasing the shortcuts that we took, to be honest.
Yeah.
That was it.
So there is no shortcuts. Or the shortcuts are getting...
The shortcuts are getting
Well,
slim. They're getting
yeah.
slim. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like it's, yeah, that's all. That's really at the end of the day.
Matt is asking, is five-star reviews enough to help with ranking? All genuine, but I only have 4 so far since starting the business page. So he's thinking of getting 5-star reviews. Is that going to be enough, Chris, or do you think frequency is important, or what's your thought?
So you want to add one more review. I think, okay, consistency of reviews is definitely going to help. Like adding that one, could it help? Maybe, especially if your leading competition only has 2 or 3 reviews, right? It also depends on what's in that review. What are they saying? What are the words? What are the phrases? What are locations that they're talking about? Will it help you in the short term? Yes, but it needs to be on a consistent basis.
Consistency is key, and real. What you've said there, real, is
Helpful.
what you're after. What about the? Obviously people were doing reviews previously. Maybe want to call them sketchier reviews. I obviously, I speak to guys like Slaughter, who's more into it than me, and he's like, fucking reviews are not sticking. They're fucking, there's a big problem with it. And now I'm starting to see people selling reviews again. Are they coming back? What the fuck's going on with the whole review thing?
Well, I think they go through waves, right? Seasons. I think the people that were selling reviews were still selling reviews like the whole time. It's just the stick rate. Like how long do they stick before people start screaming? And also too, how are they created? But everybody that I knew that was selling or offering reviews as a service has been doing it consistently the whole time.
Yeah,
for sure.
1 second, my bloody little guy's in another room, but he's playing the PlayStation on that controller thing. He's not turned the TV off in here. 2 seconds.
Cool. Fred and Matt. Matt gives us a big up. Okay. Yeah. Oh, solid.
It's bloody slow today. Guys.
New faces, no?
Questions. Boom, 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 boom. But yeah, I seen Jonesy was selling reviews again, or something. I thought I saw that, and I'm like, fuck.
I don't know.
I may be wrong. I thought it was reviews. It might be just verifications, but I'm pretty sure I saw something about reviews. Just because Slaughter was moaning like shit about it for the last few months.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what he's got going on, but they're tough. They're tough.
Dude, he's got all the phones, all warmed up accounts. Those phones are active. He takes them around. Like, these are not fucking shitty accounts. These are proper aged accounts with history and everything else. And all the phones, all got SIM cards. They're as real as you can fucking get to a real review. And they're still not fucking always sticking. He was obviously a believer of doing the reviews at the property where you're supposed to be leaving the review. So he would drive up to my office, for example, and
leave a review that way.
Yeah, leave a review. He felt that was working, but then again, it didn't.
Wow. Well, yeah, but visiting and viewing the profile or appearing to be in a location, like if he was doing it manually, man, hats off to him. That's tough.
Oh, dude, he does it manually.
Yeah,
Everywhere
that's
he goes, he fucking takes the rucksack with about 10 phones with him.
wow. Yeah.
So
I mean, I think you can create that history without having to actually do it. You know?
I think he's got spoofing stuff, but he, you know, in terms of them sticking, he always felt being there somehow worked. But
Well, I'm sure at first, but if he's using those same 4 accounts, same 4 sims, how many do you think you can do?
oh
Like
no,
he
he's
can only eat pizza at so many places before that 27th pizza review doesn't stick. You know what I'm saying? Like how many places are you going to review? If 4 accounts and you're doing SEO every day, like geez, like what is a normal like? How many do you think he's using on a profile? Who knows? There's countless factors, but
yeah.
that sounds like work to me. That sounds crazy.
Oh, it's not for me. Not for me.
Yeah, no.
Um,
If I had to do that, it would be like $1,000 a review. Can you imagine?
it would have to be worth your while though. But are people going to pay it? But that's just some more information for you, Matt. If you want to walk around with phones and stuff, maybe able to give yourself a couple.
Yeah, it's creating and getting the old accounts, keeping them active and warm, going to the actual location. But once you create a profile, it has to be region specific. You can only leave reviews in that region, and you can't go above, say, 10 within that profile. Plus
Yeah.
the activity, like there's so much time. Oh my gosh, there's a
Nah.
lot of effort. I mean, we went from $7 to $40, poof, like that. That's how
What,
much.
for one review?
One review.
But
One
dude,
review to guarantee it. Yes. Because when they strike or they do a wipeout, like say you have, say 50 clients and each client had 10 reviews each, you know, to guarantee that, because when they hit, they all hit.
yeah.
Like they might not lose all of them, but this guy might have lost 2, this guy lost 4, and then you got to go back.
It was the time when they started with this, whenever it was, and Big Reese was selling the reviews. I felt sorry for him. People are like, give me my fucking money back. I paid you for X amount of reviews. You're like, fuck.
Yep. That's what you're paying for.
Yeah.
When it's cleanup time. Oh boy. Or you can still get them in Bangladesh for $1 a pop, and I'm sure a certain percentage will stick. You know, but when it comes cleanup time, you're not going to lose 1 or 2. You're going to lose the whole nut. Gone.
Yeah.
Oh, we tested that though. I tested doing big batches of 50, and I realized though, even though they're not visible, they're still there. Because if you go into the profile, it's still active. Did you notice this?
Yeah.
Because I have a law firm client that's local. It's not a hyper competitive location. And we loaded this baby up. And when I was checking some of the accounts, like the reviews are still live. You just can't see them visibly.
Yeah.
And that person still has very good ranking locally. So that's only one case. I can't say, hey, just because it's not there doesn't mean it won't help you, because I only have one case to point to, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Good advice. Good advice. What about Holly? I had Holly on in Monday, and we were talking about all the shit that Holly does, all the kind of AI, the social media, pumping out all those 11 Lab videos and all that stuff. You ever dabble in anything like that? Are you fucking around testing even?
Not to what she's doing. No, not what she's doing. No, I can't say. Like even when she was hot on the Google News sites, like I just never got on that wave. With the social media stuff, no, that's just not. I'm just not.
You're not really a social media guy, though, are you?
Well,
I know you're pumping up a lot more, but you like, it's not your thing. Like, it's not something you've ever really been into, is it?
well, I mean, other than like say IG, like growing IG accounts and promoting like small offers there, not really. No, that's not my twist. Just SEO.
So obviously we spoke 5 minutes ago about shortcuts are becoming less and less. But Fred is saying tips to avoid being spammy in the eyes of Google. What can you give us, Chris, that is going to help anyone listening to maybe not do the shit that you've done? What have you had maybe in the last few years that's maybe blown up in your face? Something you've done that you maybe got slapped for?
Large scale geo-modified pages. You could, older sites, you can get away with that still, but it has to be on an older site and you have to do smaller batches on a weekly basis. Large content bursts with AI. Large content bursts without internal linking properly. I mean, what else? I mean, those are the big ones, I guess. Looking at some of the updates. Flooding pages with massive amounts of links really, really fast. That's it with the recent updates.
Yeah.
I think it's just the bursts of content, doing everything very, very rapidly, not properly internal linking, not building the links, not moving at a pace that a site should be moving at.
Yeah.
Maybe on some of the older stuff you could get away with slightly more, but I still think there's been a clamp, in my opinion.
Definitely. And again, you can understand the reasons why. People have literally just shitting out thousands of articles a day. And then ask the question, why didn't that work? You're like, come on, man. But
there's that, and then not properly. Yeah, I think like even if you're doing small amounts with AI, just copying and pasting without any modification, those pages just don't work very well. But yeah, I think it just goes back to the basics. Like, have you created a piece of content that actually meets the intent? Have you properly optimized it and changed the content if you're using AI? Have you internally linked properly from topically relevant other pages? And have you actually built links to the pages that you've just built?
Yeah.
I mean, super basic stuff, but that's what I mean by getting rid of all the little shortcuts. It's like, oh man, that's like work.
A question that I always get asked though, Chris, when you launch a page, how many links are you sending to that page?
Initially?
Yeah.
It depends on the budget, but between 10 and 20. It depends on the budget. What, all at once the very first week?
Yeah.
It depends on the budget. But definitely one no matter what. But between 10 and 20 is the objective. Now, whether that's in a 90-day span, a 6-month span, is wildly dependent on the budget and who the client is.
Yeah.
We're trying to reach that number. I don't know if that's a magic number of 20. I don't think that's the case, but usually that's what we're trying to build.
But there's got to be something that gives it a bit of power.
A little bit of an oomph.
One or two's maybe not going to be enough to nudge you to where you need to go to.
Or keep it there.
Yeah.
It's got to be enough to keep it there initially, but then as the weeks progress, pretty consistent. And it depends on what you're building. Like, yeah, it depends on the level of like the link quality. And then also like there has to be enough to keep it there, I've noticed, at least recently.
Yeah.
Like before you used to be able to create something okay in an okay market and it would just stay, right? Say a local site doing an informational piece.
Yeah.
It might not rank page 1 or 2, but it'd rank number 87 and it would stay there forever. Now, if I even want to keep it at 87, I got to get a link.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah.
I have recently launched craigcampbell.co.uk. I've just got the real name with the .co.uk. And I just wanted to rank for my own name and stuff, but it popped onto page 1. I bought a few links and slapped up some content and pictures, and it's fell away to fuck.
It fell?
So, yeah, it's dropped. It'll come back, of course, but yeah, I always feel that it goes up, then it drops, and then it'll hopefully go back up. But I've not been consistent. That's the bottom line. It's just a little I've had the domain for a couple of years and I've never done anything with it. So I'm actually trying to fuck around with some image stuff on there. I want more images in my knowledge panel, and I think using keyword-rich domain helps.
Is the country star, when you search in UK, Craig Campbell, is there anybody with your name notable above you?
Yes.
That's what I have with Chris Palmer. I was thinking Chris Palmer's slam dunk until I realized that Chris Palmer is actually like this scientist who was at Harvard. He's on Joe Rogan. He's like, I'm like, oh man, this guy's freaking torturing me. So you have the same issue.
I have two guys with the same name who have a
big authority.
So that's why I'm going down the exact match domain name route. Even for my own name, like if I put in Craig Campbell entrepreneur or Craig Campbell actor, my knowledge panel pops up. If you just do Craig Campbell, I'm nowhere to be fucking seen. And the ambition before I give in is to knock one of those fuckers off the perch. There's a comedian and there's a singer, and I want one of them because it always shows the two of them. It'll say, is it this one? And then it'll show there's another one and it's the other one. It's never me. So yeah.
There's a lot of push. Sounds like a lot of money to own your own name.
Yeah.
A lot of effort.
It's a fucking common name. I should have changed my name to fucking something wild at the start of my SEO career, but I didn't think of it.
What the heck is going on today, Craig?
I don't know. Where is everyone?
What is it? Is this the time change? Is it? What are you? Have you been producing a bunch of videos this week? What's going on here? Not push it out? Did you not optimize the name? Did you? What's going on here?
Yeah. What is going on?
Are you trying to kick me out here? Is this your way of saying, "Hey, Chris, I don't want to do these anymore"?
Definitely not. But whilst you've just said that,
bang, bang, bang! Here you go, Chris.
Amsalu has just fucking thrown in 3. So we'll go with these. But guys, keep the questions coming. It makes it go faster for us as well, rather than chatting general shit. We can talk all day, but try posting on X more frequent. I will, Garrett. That is something I will be doing. But Amsalu, want to say thank you for creating this platform and doing these live Q&As. Someone still loves this, Chris. I just started on my SEO journey and I'm thinking of starting my own blog. I'd apply all the methods to rank the site higher, as I'm a college student and I can't afford to invest a lot of money into the websites. So my question is, do I need a lot of money to start a new website and rank it high? Second question, what niche do you suggest I focus on? And we'll come to the third one in a minute, Amsalu. So do we need a lot of money to start a new website, Chris, and rank it high?
The time becomes very valuable too, because even as your income grows and you're earning and you're expanding and working with a lot of people and you're expanding and your business is growing, you find that your own stuff falls way behind because you have to earn for today. So do you need a lot of money to start the initial idea and plant the seed for your future? No, you don't. You need the time. You need some money though. And then also too, even with your own stuff, as you're growing, you'll find that other people won't have your same heart. They won't put in the same work. They won't optimize it quite like you. So it never performs how you want it to anyway. So what I would, as far as that niche or selecting something, whatever you decide, I would be very, very sure that that's exactly what you want to do, because it's going to take a lot of time and a lot of money overall in a long span. But in the short term, no, to create a website, create an idea, create your pages, optimize, no, it's not going to cost you a lot. But the amount of time which is actual dollars, is going to cost you a lot. So hopefully that answers your question. If you get what I'm saying, like I would be hyper selective on what you go for. Make sure that it's something you love, because this is what you're going to be investing your effort into. You can't flip flop. I think as long as you stay consistent, you will find success. It might not be what you think it's going to be or what you hope it's going to be, but if you look, you will find. But no, I don't think you need a boatload of money up front. What do you think, Craig? I don't believe that.
Nah, I think, anything at the start of your journey, I think for 99% of us never had money to invest in the first place. It was a real shitty website when you look back, and it was all your own hard grinding effort that went into it. And once you get a little bit of money, you can then build up. Certainly that's how it went for me anyway. I didn't have, a big ton of money to throw at any of this stuff. So I don't think you need to. I think obviously what Chris says though is I was up till like 4 a.m. every night trying to learn, develop, try shit, add things to my site, all that kind of stuff. So these things, the hard work and dedication was essential, and that went on for years. It was a long time. It wasn't a 2 or 3 months, let's try hard and see what happens. It was harder though when I was learning. There's a lot more tutorials on YouTube. There's a lot of things like this. A lot of guys out there giving away information. So for any SEO beginner, I think my advice would be just get your head down, try shit, blow shit up. We've all done it. We've all made mistakes, but I think that's where you're going to find your feet in terms of what direction you want to go down. So, but what niche you go into, like Chris says, it's going to be something you're putting a lot of time and effort into. Preferably, it would be something that you do enjoy, and that's going to make things a little bit easier. If you were writing about, I don't know, something you absolutely hated, it's just tougher. And Garrett has also added here, develop a relationship with a mentor. It's a nice shortcut. I 100% agree, Garrett. I think I have mentored a few people in the SEO space over the years and helped them get places a hell of a lot quicker than it took me. So I'm 22 years in, and it was a long old learning curve. So a mentor, a relationship, whatever it might be, try and do that. Try and get out, talk to someone. There must be local people, local meetups maybe. Start to talk to a few local guys. We've got a few local guys here who always help each other out, and they're at various different levels of their career. But some of them, Chris, they're all good guys, and I can turn around and go round to Slorry's house just now if I've got a problem and get his opinion on it, or Graham or whoever that's local. There's probably about 5 of us local in Scotland. There's not a huge community here, but a couple of local guys just to go out and shoot the shit with though. Like we talk off here, Chris, before we come on. Hey man, have you fucking seen this? What do you think of that?
Right.
Did someone said this? What do you think? Whatever, these are the kind of conversations that we have. I can just go around Slorry's. Hey man, this fucking guy said this. Is that right? Or what do you think? Or have you tried it? And I think those things are massively useful. So,
big time.
So yeah. But Matt, interested to hear your stories. I fucking hate telling my story. But Chris, a brief version of how you get started and why.
Why? Because I wanted to be able to do something that wouldn't risk my freedom, and I'd be able to have the time to spend with my family and my kids. That's how I started. I was looking for an opportunity that I could raise my kids and be able to do and be able to earn a larger income at my leisure without risking my freedom. That's pretty much it right there. And I learned and developed the skills initially. I mean, my pops had like websites, but I initially honed in the skills by doing timeshare and travel club shows for a company that has several times changed their names 1 million times over. And they were doing travel club. They were doing a traveling travel club. They were setting up pages and landing pages, and they're the ones that taught me the SEO. Like, okay, here's how you optimize a page. Here's what a page is. Here's what this is. Like they planted that seed. I didn't really like, I learned the hard way. I didn't really like what they were doing. But when it came time for me, I knew that I enjoyed that industry. It would allow me my own schedule. It would allow me to be able to, you know, work at my own leisure and still be able to give my family the time that I wanted to give them. But I'm sure one day we can lay that all out as time progresses. But that was pretty much it, man. I wanted to be able to work for me and earn without any risk. That's pretty much it. Right? What else? What can I say? And I was like, well, damn, I'm at, and then after doing it for a while and you start talking to others and I'm like, wait a minute, these people that are doing it, not only can they not convey what they're doing in simple terms so the next guy could understand very well, but they actually don't even know what they're talking about. So I was like, damn, this is awesome. Like the people out here talking don't really know what they're talking about. Because when I get into the field and I start doing it, I'm like, well, that's not really how it went. You know, like it's almost like you're just repeating what you heard the next guy full of crap was talking about. So like, not only could they not convey it in a nice, enthusiastic and happy way that you could actually follow along with, but they actually didn't really know what they were talking about at all. So, and that's how the YouTube thing started. But yeah,
man. Mine's is not that far different, Matt, but I didn't actually set out thinking I was going to make money. I was broke. I was 20, didn't know where I was going in life, and got into this at a very early stage, early 2000s, and started off as a real pishy web designer, and I wasn't very good at it, and took the easier option, or what seemed easier to me, and here I am all these years later, still talking shit about it, and still learning.
But that's the key there. Like, I never would have thought, like, in a million years that, like, I was still working and doing this stuff. So, like, I never would have thought, like, oh, this could be like an actual business. I was looking at it as a hustle. Like, I was like, hey, I can help your website out. Yeah, I can help you. But I didn't, you know, because think about it. When you're first taking in clients, $200, $300 a month, that's not, you know what I mean? Like, that's not a lot. So no. I never would have thought it could change my life how it has, though. That's for sure.
Hopefully that gives you some insight, Matt. But moving on, Fred, which tools will you recommend to keep a close eye on the performance of keywords? I want to keep a record of hundreds of keywords so that keywords won't be repeated on any other blog. So what's your tool?
All right. So, I mean, you can do that, and I think data is king. There's no question and no denying. But I wouldn't get bogged down with, you know, what spreadsheets, identifiers, notifiers. You're going to keyword track where you have to load them in and then watch, and then you're going to report and then have it notify on the report, or are you going to do your work, right? And I would set up notifications to where if I'm competing in the same SERP with myself and it's actually affecting the pages, then I would want to negate. But how many pages are you creating that you think that this could potentially be a problem? Thousands? Or like what's the business? Like how or why could this get so unmanageable that I would want to go through and track thousands of keywords. That's like every keyword on every freaking page. Like, is that necessary? Am I wrong on this? I don't think I would go through that extra trouble. Would you?
No, but let's say, and I'm just playing the devil's advocate here, you wouldn't set yourself up for that type of failure. But let's say Fred has inherited some fucking ropey website that someone has just done what they fucking feel it doing.
Please, yeah.
He just has no fucking clue what's what anymore. You know, he's inherited a big old mess, and he needs to try and figure all that shit out. What would you use at that point?
I've inherited a giant mess. I would enlist somebody that I trust for a low amount of time to go through page by page and see what keywords they rank for. And are they competing with other pages within GSC?
Fair enough. Yeah.
Is there something that could speed up that process? That's an excellent. Craig, is there a tool?
The only tool that I've seen that does that kind of cannibalization checker is ScaleNut, where they can check, and it's using your search console, but they're pulling it in to a nice dashboard where it will say this page ranks for this, and you've got this other page that ranks for similar terms, which is pretty cool. But there isn't that many tools out there that do that whole thing and do it very well.
And with a pretty, yeah. There's scripts. And that's cool. Yeah, but then you're stuck doing it. It takes still an hour of time, and you're the one that has to do it because nobody on the team even understands what, like, how does that work again, Chris? Yeah. So ScaleNut's the only one you know that does that successfully with a pretty report
interface. Yeah.
Congratulations, ScaleNut.
Darren says, stand on the shoulders of giants. Just don't have Darren standing on your fucking shoulders, because he is a giant. There'll be nothing left of you. But good to see you, Darren. Sam App, any thoughts on SGE and recent changes? Any impact on your sites?
See, my own personal that's forward facing, I was in a very, I guess, luck because I turned off every page and moved to chrispalmer.org. So I kind of just, I only have one page. So was I affected? Not at all. Not at all on my personal site. Now on other sites, can I say that SGE directly impacted it, or was it the sequence of updates that Google has had to combat AI and other AI type stuff? We've had some issues, but I think it's just a sequence of updates that they've been having since last November, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, there's ups and downs, but that's SEO. You can always, when I get new clients and the other SEO guy always blames the update, you know? You ever notice that? It's always the update.
Yeah.
But we're always working through updates and different changes with the sites. So yes, I've had things that have happened, but we've been able to successfully and hopefully continuously find success fixing it. But man, I think there's a big fight though. Have you had any issues on your sites, Craig?
SGE is not really out over here. I think it's more you guys that get fucked around with SGE, so it's not had it's just not here. Not even tested it here, so I fucked around with it on the American SERPs, and I think it is going to have an impact. Things are shoved further down. It's fucking bizarre where the stuff's pulling from as well. We can't really figure out where some of the stuff is pulling from, but I think it will impact sites. It's got to.
Well, it's going to impact, but also too, just all the updates that they're making too. Don't you feel that that's maybe a culprit?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Always, but SGE is very, very difficult to say just now for us, because we certainly in the UK, it's not fully, or it's not rolled out. So it's only you suckers over there that got the testing phase, and it's now it's fully rolled out now, though, right, Chris? SGE.
If it is, I don't notice any difference.
But anyway, subscribe to both of these guys' masterminds. Best money spent, and that's saying something. Getting money out of Muzzy, and Craig's blog is a great resource. Darren says, take action on anything. Once you take action, you will find what you need. Most people just talk. The taking action is the biggest thing. And I had a compliment from one of the people in the mastermind last night who was like, yeah, Craig, I've made X amount of money. It's all, with your help and all that stuff. I'm like, no, it's you. You actually fucking done what you were asked to do. I'm just putting it out. And she's like, no, but you helped. And I'm like, you can look at it like that, but 99% of people just don't bother. So taking action is the biggest thing you'll ever do. And Darren is certainly an action taker as well. Guys in the masterminds are taking action. They're investing in themselves, being part of a community, and of course, going away and implementing. So,
that's right.
Yeah, taking action is the big one. But big hawks, for clients who aren't ready to build a bunch of location pages, how effective is using Northern or Southern New York, for example? You might be better answering that, Chris. Would you ever Google plumber South New York?
I wouldn't. It would be like boroughs and or cities or towns. I've had clients that have found success by having the website.com/primary service. And then within that piece of content, they talk about the locations that they service, but they also spend a significant amount of money on building referring domains, not only to the homepage and other pages, but also that page. Mm-hmm. So could you dominate a specific area with one page and show up? You can, but it's a lot easier to have, hyper-focused pages targeting a specific city with a service. But as far as to that question exactly, Southern and Northern, it's going to be more specific to cities and towns.
I think for me, it's the same here, Big Hawks. We've got Glasgow, and obviously there is a north, a south, east, a west. No one searches like that, though. They would search for the area within Glasgow. So, obviously, if I was in New York and I was in New Jersey, or just outside New York, whatever it comes under, it would be Plumber, New Jersey. I would be going after the very specific location that I was, rather than whatever that comes under, south. But that's just me, and I'm a foreigner. But if I had a requirement, I would still be looking for the area I was in, rather than New York South. But do your research. If there are people searching for it, Big Hawks, then
run.
Run with it. So yeah, do check that out in SEMrush or something else, and see if there's other competitors with similar title tags and stuff. You don't necessarily have to have SEMrush or Ahrefs. Go and see what other guys are doing. Has other people got that on the page? And like Chris said earlier, how much traffic does that page get? If it's nothing, then you're wasting your time. If it's something, I'd be adding it into the mix, that's for sure. But I thought I'd add you, Chris, because you're from over there. Sometimes you Americans do things slightly out of the norm.
Yeah, I've seen guys put counties in. I mean, if we're on city pages, we'll talk about the county that it's in. Mm-hmm. But I've seen it done different ways. Hey, you might get lucky, but I would go after towns and cities.
Yeah,
for sure.
for most of us who have done work on that, that's the go-to strategy.
Yep, state, city, and town. Even the neighborhoods, I dislike doing that. I see guys doing that.
Too local.
That's a hard pass for me. And then I've even seen them go like super deep with these neighborhoods, going like bananas with it. I'm like, oh my gosh,
it's
too much.
That's the old mass page generator softwares that used to do that shit, like really, really hyper local areas. But
it's just not worth it.
Yeah, one or two might work. The rest are fucking dog shit. But guys, we are coming up to a close. So if you do have any last minute questions, please put them in the chat. And make sure you give us a wee thumbs up and stuff on the channel as well. Fred, best way to rank for the keywords with the modifiers, or best or top? Should we target intent in different blogs and link them with the main blog where we use these modifiers?
Best way to rank for keywords with the modifiers of best or top. Should we target intent in different blogs and link them with the main blog where we use these modifiers? Best and top with those recent updates generally show up in the same SERPs or a blended SERP as high commercial intent keywords, right? So if I'm creating a blog that's going to be targeting, or a piece of content that's targeting best home remodelers, best pest control, it's going to be in the same silo that the city pages are in, right? Or the state pages. So if it's like website.com/pest control Texas /pest control Austin, pest control whatever, I'm going to put best pest control, right? I'm just building out that silo or that depth of concept for pest control in that specific state that I'm servicing. So am I going to do something special there? No, it's just like all the other pages that are targeting that keyword. I don't know how you're linking them currently in the sidebar. Maybe you've created an internal linking block to all your other pest pages or your blogs. I don't know if you have like a slider. I'm not sure how you do it, but I would look at it as just another information or supporting article, just like your others. It's no different because you're using, what do they call it? A sentiment word, right? Like a best, a top, those types of words. I wouldn't be overly concerned. There's nothing special there. It's just supporting content. It's informational based. No issue. Hopefully that gives you the answer you're looking for, my friend.
And Matt Cuddyford says, thank you both. Thank you for coming, Matt. Fred is asking, are you guys going to Chiang Mai this year? Are you going to Chiang Mai, Chris?
I don't have plans on it, no.
I can't say either way yet, Fred. Not decided on it. It obviously comes down to the lineup. I'm going to make the assumption I won't be speaking this year based on I spoke just in the one gone past, which I absolutely crushed, may I add. But you can't speak at the same events year on year. They do freshen the lineup up. So I wouldn't count my chickens on being back there this year, but I may pop along. We'll see. It just depends. If other things come up that are opportunities for me, other events, I mean by that, then I would obviously go to the other event and not go to Chiang Mai. But if I can get there, I think it's a great event. A lot of my friends go there. Great community, great place, great weather. I can't really say anything negative as to why you wouldn't want to go. But we'll see. I'd love to go if time allows. But we shall see. And Fred Hunter is asking, does Google target AI-generated videos?
I'm
going to say something controversial, Chris. I don't know if Google does, but I certainly can fucking assure you that those social media platforms can detect AI generated videos. They put a fucking filter on it. But also, Chris, if I put something out before and then I want to publish it again, it just never goes the same. They can detect plagiarism, they can detect AI. The social media things, algorithms or whatever you want to call them, they can. Almost guaranteed they can. It comes up, TikTok in particular, AI generated. If they have any suspicion it's AI generated, and I think Google, if they can do it, I think Google can.
I would venture to guess. Yeah, but they don't ever, you wouldn't, if you're using AI to create your snippets from longer videos, that wouldn't be considered AI, right?
No.
Nah. So then I don't, my answer is going to be, I don't create AI video content. So I don't know. Sounds like a good test though.
I think, and I'm not saying Google targets them, by the way. I'm not saying that at all. I do know they get labelled, and I do know they don't perform as well on the likes of TikTok. If they're AI generated, they want user generated content.
So AI, well, is there, okay. So those videos that, who is it, OpenAI has been producing, I wonder if those are indexed in Google. They have to be. Right?
Yeah.
Is that who we're concerned with? Social media or Google?
I mean,
I guess.
yeah. My point is, if social media can detect it, then Google surely can as well. But
does Google care?
Yeah, it's whether they're targeting you and penalising you for it. That's the big
Google's
thing.
just a toll booth. You know, they're just like a director. Like da, 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 da. I don't think they care, but I don't know for sure.
They may not care for now. They might care in a year's time. That's the
tomorrow when we wake up, they're like, well, you know what? Here's what we decided. All you people are screwed. No, because that's how they do it. I love when they make decisions. It's so fun.
Yeah.
Just melt my heart, Google.
Fuckers.
That was fun.
Anyway, guys, we are off ski, but it got good in the end. Appreciate all the questions and all the other stuff. Please make sure you do subscribe and like. Please do check out channel sponsor 38 Digital Market. The link is below. And do check out your man, chrispalmer.org, if you want to see what he's got. There is a plethora of things available. That's all I'm going to say. So check that out.
Yes, good and bad sometimes. It depends on who comes.
But see you all same time next week, guys.
See you next week. See you. Bye-bye.